Hats off to our ARCa Bulls ARQ systems algorithmic indicators that we just released, team. This is being said because we actually faced a retracement and got a short signal at a very high valuation here, which essentially saved us about 38.29% of our gains, right? So let's go ahead and go over the potentials for tomorrow's session now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an FNGR technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this happy Monday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, team, so yes, we are looking at FNGR on the 8-hour chart here, and if we were to have followed the guidance of the ARQ indicator, right, this actually gave us a short signal printed on the 8-hour chart at 603. Okay, you can see the valuations right up here. OHLC for open, high, low, closed. Go ahead and hover over the candle, and this is how you'll be able to tell what that is, right? So 603 top, we got that short signal at the opening of this candle here, and we haven't gotten a long signal printed just yet, but in observance of the shorter time frames, you'll be surprised, right? So that is essentially what saved us here from facing a 38.29, pretty much 40% loss of our gains, right? So let's go ahead and look at the hourly time frame though, and go ahead and notice that the hourly time frame has printed a bull signal right down here, and it is suggesting upside alongside volatility versus momentum, which is the enhanced MACD. So you guys hear me speak of volatility versus momentum all the time, right, team? So this is essentially an indicator that is very easily paired all together into one strategy, right, team? So we do get the bull signals, we do get the bear signals as well. So these both of these indicators are actually included in the package when you do subscribe to the ARQ series indicators, right, team? So go ahead and reach us at the email that you just saw at the beginning of the introduction there. So let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart, team, and go ahead and notice here that this is the correlation chart between GTI and FNGR. This is one of the ways that we were also able to determine that we were facing a potential bottom side for GTI here, a support area before a bounce to the upside, and FNGR potential bounce to the upside as well, right, team? We used the Gaussian band, which is a statistical indicator all in its own, right? And we used the top side of the band here for FNGR as a support before a continuation to the upside. Same situation here, except in the inverse, right? Right inside of the Gaussian band before a bounce to the upside. Okay, team. So now what I want to point out here is a couple things, right? Let's move on to the next chart here. We are going to be facing some pressures coming into Tuesday and Wednesday, right? I'm speaking about macro pressures, right? We're going to start getting some of the Magnificent Seven. They're going to start getting their the blue chips, right? The $1 trillion larger mega caps, right? Like Microsoft and stuff. I think Microsoft is tomorrow. I'm not sure when it is, but they're going to be reporting earnings too. So these large companies are going to be reporting earnings, which would essentially pressure the markets up or down, okay? And I'm talking about everything under the sun. So we must keep an eye on our assets, and to be very clear with you and very transparent, I may stay cash when trading the broader markets when we're facing the volatility from mega caps like that. So that would present unmeasurable moves to smaller caps and micro caps too. Okay, team, so right here, critical resistance that we're currently facing right now, we already knew that we had the resistance located between 383 and 484 as a range, right? But we also can see that the SMA 200 is located right beneath us right now. So the SMA 200 at 422, price action closed, traditional market close, right, at 424. So very good for us to make that statement. Not bad at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here, team, and take a look at something that can lead us for a potential drawback. Actually, we're going to go ahead and validate that as much as humanly possible, right, team? So let's go ahead and go over the immediate short-term time frame. Yeah, we're getting some indications here that we may actually face a small pullback, and that pullback is going to be to test potentially in the, let's see, the 6-hour time frame or the 8-hour time frame could be that pullback to face a support from the SMA 50. Okay, so we can get a little bit closer and see what that can be. The pullback that I'm speaking of is actually in relation to the DBSI, the ARQ indicator, right? Another one that we actually released within the package. And this indicator actually takes a metric of every single candle printed throughout the entire trading history of the asset in the particular time frame that you're looking at it too. And it gives you a cumulative score, right? A relative strength score based on a percentage value right up here. And you can see that the bears on the 8-hour time frame are essentially leading the pack, right? So this is why I'm saying that we could face a small pullback here before continuation to the upside. So let's figure out what that pullback can be by adding some moving averages into the spectrum here, right? So let's go ahead and see what the SMA 10 is going to be, that resistance that we face before a pullback, right? And now let's look at the EMA 7 and 9, right? So let's go ahead and switch those on so that we can see them. Okay. And yeah, so actually we do have several moving averages located right at the same area of the SMA 50. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at other timeframes to see if we have some lower potentials, right, in order for us to evaluate. So let's look at the daily time frame, SMA 200, right? So the SMA 200 on the daily is, I mean, that's a little bit too low, $3.40, right? But still remember that my bottom side is still 338. Okay, 338 to the area of 383 was the support zone that we were looking at. And in fact, we used 383 as a bounce to the upside today, right? So that this, the lower, let's see, it went as low as 385. Okay, so I was talking about 383. Okay, so not bad. Yeah, we used that top side of the range as a potential bounce. Okay, so we are still in track to potentially making this upside and golden cross on the daily time frame. Okay, so this bounce to the upside was critical, and it actually did serve as enough push for us to see what the SMA 50 can do tomorrow. It may actually be a little bit higher, right? And yet again, closer to the SMA 200. So yeah, I'm still going to stick to my guns here and say that we are potentially going to face a bounce to the upside from this golden cross. Okay, team. So we do have some bear strength coming in, and it is a little, I mean, I wouldn't say it's super potent. I would say it's very limited. So I'm saying that I'm not sure that we can reach all the way to 338, but the higher probability targets would actually naturally land between 383 and 385 as a potential pullback before a continuation to the upside. Okay, team. So let's go ahead and just look at the RSI as the last metric here before we can go ahead and call it quits and get some rest for tomorrow's trading sessions, right? Okay, team. So 30-minute immediate short-term time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside here, and it is also suggesting the upside from the SMA 14, right? So we have the SMA 14 represented by that pink line, and the RSI signal itself by that baby blue line. Okay, traditional relative strength index setup. Okay, team. So now the bi-hourly time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside. We're starting to get that bias of the SMA 14 pivoted towards the upside as well. Starting to get that indication to the upside. It's looking not bad. Okay, team. 6-hour time frame crossing upside of the SMA 14, looking very bullish. Okay, team, so this is why I'm saying that we could be facing a resistance to the top side before we pull back, right? So I forgot what chart it was that we were looking at, but I can give it to you here too, okay, team? So 428 could bounce to the upside of about 455 and then face a retracement from that area, of which we would then be testing yet again, the 385 or 383 cent zone, right? Before a continuation to the upside is based on the 12-hour thesis here that we are going to face that resistance from the SMA 14, bounce back, and then find the support from the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile within the 2% of the border, right over here. Right, so we'll get that 2% bounce as a gravitational zone and then continue onwards and upwards. Another thing that's indicating that it is a very short-lived downside is actually this. The bi-daily time frame is actually finding that support from the SMA 14 here in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. So this is likely to fail ever so slightly here and then continue onwards and upwards. Okay, team? Same situation here happening on a 3-day time frame. We are using that SMA 14 as a bounce to the upside, and now both of the SMA 14 and the RSI signal are sitting within the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile. Okay, team, this is highly likely to continue on to the upside after about a session or two. We are going to have to face the broader market pressures, though. We're going to have to see what the blue chips are going to do to the markets themselves. We got to have to see what the Fed is going to say about potentially raising the last rate hike, right? We have one or two more based on Fed Chair Powell's words, right? But it's still It's not our job to predict what he's going to say, right? We just have to be reactive over what he presents to the market. Okay, team, we have to be ready. All right, team. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good right there. So please, guys, don't take anything that I show here as financial advice, okay? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, okay, team? I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana.